Ciao ragazzi, happy Monday. I get to take you along with me throughout this entire week and go through every single day. I'm going to try to keep it as concise as possible, but I really want you to get a taste of what my week is made of. Just a reminder, I work at the gym. I have my clinical therapy job. I go to school full time. And, homework and the whole 9 yards. But anyway, I just want to make sure that while I'm taking you with me, I get the chance to teach you about what I'm learning, whether it's in school, about myself, or about my therapy job. And I'm so excited to bring you on this journey with me. Just as a little preface, I just want to let you know that anything that's like long and very content based, I'm just going to stick it all at the end of the video. So feel free to watch that if you really want to. I figure that way that you can follow along with my life as you'd like. And if you don't really care about what I'm learning in school, you don't have to watch it. But you'll see it at the end. But anyway, benvenuto.
The phone call.
We out. That place was so packed. I've never seen a gym. I mean, I go to this gym all the time, but I usually go in the morning, so I don't have this problem. But there's literally lines for machines. Thankfully, I was able to work in with people and got what I needed to get done, so I didn't really rest between exercises, which was... My phone died. That's embarrassing. But yeah, that gym was absolutely packed. We were both literally...
Horrible.
Yeah. Standing in line for machines. But anyway, Tanya, my coach, was like, hit up Aldi for your groceries. So we are on our way there. For our carbohydrates, we have our oats, our rice cakes, potatoes, jasmine rice. Gonna make salads with these mixed greens. We have chicken tenders, our stevia for the oats. We have bananas and avocados, these are all for my meal prep, and then of course Joshua wanted some oranges and limes. Aldi unfortunately did not have any other meat products that I could eat because I have to do 93% or leaner for turkey and for beef. They didn't have those, nor did they have cream of wheat. I'm already stocked up in peanut butter, oils, and vinegar, and it's cost me about $55.
Good morning, ragazzi. It's 7:15 and I got no sleep at all last night. Woo. Talk about perfect timing for that yawn, right? I got no sleep last night. On this channel, my goal is to just be like super transparent and just like let you know like what's going on and the flow of life. And as a female, sometimes I deal with my cycle, and sometimes I can't deal with my cycle, and I had cramps all last night. I'm cramping now, and I couldn't sleep. But I have some stuff that I have to do. I moved some clients around because I don't know if I'd be able to give them all of me in their sessions, and they deserve to have that. But I'm not going to my boarding class because I really, really like the content. However, I would not be able to pay attention and I'd be falling asleep. That's not very yippee-ki-yay of me. But, yeah, it is what it is. So we're going to finish this exam today. Probably do like just a cardio and abs day at the gym. I don't think I'm going to be doing any heavy lifting. And kind of take it slow, make sure I'm eating, and we'll see if that fixes itself. Probably take something for these cramps because I don't know, you ladies have had this problem before, but it just feels like my lower torso is just absolutely hates me, and it's just squeezing, and my back hurts, and it's just not a fun time. But Happy Tuesday. Okay, we cannot pass judgment because this does not happen all the time. This is just what happens when you're tired and in pain. Everything's burnt. Burnt. Half a bagel with the 16 grams of peanut butter, 4 egg whites, and an egg. So sad everything's burnt, but it's still getting eaten. Ciao. I haven't talked to you since this morning for breakfast. I have eaten my morning lunch, I guess you could call it, and now I am having my pre-workout meal, and I am still working on this synthesis paper here. But I got my mini potato, ground beef, and a lot to go. Ciao ragazzi. Alright, I've been working on this exam. I'm like halfway done. I'm feeling really good about it. It is on like the neurobiological, neuroanatomical, neuropsychopathological underpinnings, underlyings of DMDD, so disruptive mood dysregulation disorder. And I told you in these vlogs, I tell you a little bit about what I learn, and that means like, again, of myself, learn in the gym, learn at school, but I'll tell you more about that once I'm done. I actually realized I never showed you my weight, my muscle mass, my fat mass, my percentage. I actually want to share that with you and just be open with it. I'm like 5'2.5", 5'3", 5'2", I don't know where I am, but this is that. I use a Y scale, and the Y scale not only tells you your weight, but again, it just breaks everything down for you. I do this weekly along with the measurements at the end of the video. Sunday, I'll update you on what those look like compared to this week, and just be like super transparent about this whole journey. Again, we're like 14.5 weeks out. It's Tuesday today, so we'll see where that goes and where I end up. But this is where I'm starting. I don't remember, I think it's like 133-ish, and my fat percent is just above 29%, and that's going to fall a lot. Ciao! I just finished my first class, which was neuroanatomy, and today we were talking about all of the different sensory systems. So how last week you saw we did like seeing, visual, so we did like auditory, smelling, and touch today, and all super high level things. And this is just an intro class, but I guess I have to tell you anything about what I learned. It's that for all of our sensory systems, like, we have all this information coming into us in a way that our body cannot directly translate. So it takes in information, breaks it down into little tiny pieces, creates it into some kind of chemical or like signal electrical response that it can read or it can translate. And then our body does what it does with it, and then we perceive it, and it's so crazy. I think I'm in awe every single time I sit down in this class. But anyway, I finished my last meal at 9:20 during class. I'm gonna go have my third lunch right now, so, and it is just noon now, but see you soon. Okay.
She forgot my birthday.
Yeah, no, totally. Maya just crushed Abs by Tanya. Absolutely killed it. So proud of you.
Thank you.
every Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday app day after school.
And subscribe, please.
Thanks.
Maybe you'll be famous, chase you down until you love me. Papa, Papa, rock up, you know. I hope you know that this has nothing to do with you. It's personal.
Good God, see, ciao. It's the end of the day, Wednesday. I just got home after going to the gym with Maya and Steven and going to stop at Scoop and Scootery. Scoop and Scootery is literally the best. I stop there every Wednesday after school because Wednesdays are long days. We have 3 classes where they're 9 a.m. to 7:30 and you just need a little bit of a sweet treat, you know? So highly recommend Scoop and Scootery, especially the location in Arlington. If you haven't already been there, do yourself a favor. But I'm not getting any anymore right now because I'm in comp mode and I'm totally fine with it. A little sad, but totally fine with it. But there's this one worker there and they're the absolute sweetest soul and they know my name and I don't know their name. I know who they are though. I'd recognize them anywhere. I'm just so bad with names and for some reason one day if they ever see this, I'm literally so sorry. But you make my day every day I see you. When they saw me at Scoop and Scootery, they waved hello, they grabbed my bag and they handed it to me and they go, "Where's your mini combo?" So nervous looking, like something had happened, probably thinking the worst. And I was like, what? And they said, "Where's your mini combo? Your little Nutella thing." I was like, oh, re-memorized my order because I'd always get like a French vanilla with like different berries and Nutella on top. I felt so seen, loved, and cared for. But I just told them I'm bodybuilding, and they were so relieved because they literally thought the worst. But I just want to share that with you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend so far. By the time this goes up, it'll be Monday. So maybe I hope you're having a good Monday. At this rate, I'm just sending out blessings on a Wednesday night. But ciao ragazzi, see you in the morning.
Buongiorno, happy Thursday. Oh my goodness, my throat has felt a little bit off and it's feeling a little bit sore. But we are cooking breakfast. We are making more protein. I gotta say, I feel like I'm eating a lot more, so I'm also cooking a lot more, but everything tastes good. I feel full. I can already see a difference, and I've been doing this for barely a week now, so I gotta say, it's already working. Okay, I'm getting ready to go into an IEP meeting for one of my kiddos, and I am really excited to see what progress he's made and what more we can do to support him.
Ciao ragazzi, the IEP meeting went really well. We got my client the services that he needed. He got approved for his IEP, and I don't want to give like too much information obviously, but this child did have an IEP before, and then he was doing really well and he was meeting all of his goals and what have you, social, emotional, grades in the classroom, and then they dropped it. And then of course they dropped it and everything went back down, and so I'm glad that we were able to get that back on track for him. He's been without an IEP for 2 years and he struggled a lot. So, but all said and done there. I am going to the gym now. I've got some upper body to do, and I'm also struggling because I have blisters on the bottom of my feet because I did the treadmill without shoes yesterday because I forgot my sneakers and was like, I can just do it in socks on the treadmill. Don't make that mistake because now I'm paying for it. Thankfully, I don't have legs until tomorrow, so hopefully the swelling goes down. But see you on the other side of this. Ciao ragazzi, we are on the other side of that workout. It was upper body. I felt really good. I feel really strong. I feel empowered. I feel strong. I feel sweaty. And I feel like I'm ready to take on the day now that I've taken care of myself. So I have 4 clients now, 3 to 7, and then we'll be all good. I'm getting ready to go into work now. Ciao ragazzi, we are out from therapy. Last client is a 7-year-old that I've actually worked with when I did in-home, so we've known each other for a little over a year now, and she's super smart, super sweet, but she has a hard time sometimes transitioning after therapy to go home. So she has a little brother that comes to session also, but dad needed to carry her out of session because she actually asked to be carried out of session because she needed the support. So we're working on advocating when we need help, and that was what she needed help with. So I walked the 2-year-old who didn't want to be picked up down to the car for them. And again, I've known this family for a while, so we have that therapeutic relationship, which is nice. But sometimes, you know, sometimes you have to do the extra, I think, because it goes a long way. And I try to do a little extra for each of my clients, only once in a while because I don't want to burn myself out, but again, a little goes a long way. But at least it's nice out. Ciao. It's about to be 6 a.m. and I feel alive and well. I didn't look alive and well this morning. I'm now feeling alive and well. I'm charged with Fuji apple pear and vibes. Nothing will get in the way of this prep. I am so prepared. So right now I'm heating up my eggs, egg whites, turkey bacon, and my oatmeal. And then I have my pre-workout lunch because right after my shift I get off at noon. I'm gonna do my cardio for 35 minutes because then I have supervision at 1 o'clock today, but we'll get there when we get there. Good morning, how are you? Good morning, how are you guys? Good morning, how are you? Good morning, how are you? Doing cardio. We did it! Ciao ragazzi! We just finished 35 minutes for cardio, and as you can tell, we'll be red in the face, but we have supervision at 1 o'clock. It is literally 12:55, but we'll make it. We're literally running in there. I live 2 minutes away, so we're running into the house, throwing my food in the microwave, and then running upstairs. And if I'm like 2 minutes late, he's not gonna, my supervisor's amazing, he's lovely, he's wonderful, and honestly not much has been happening with my clients because they're doing great, and we're just, for a lot of them, just trying to like maintain where they are and seeing if we can do some fine tuning, because you know life happens and we want to make sure that as we go through life we have the skills so we can manage without having to go to therapy. But anyway, I'm babbling because there's not a lot of blood flow going to my head. But after supervision I have to go back to the gym and do legs, and so eating during supervision will be good to help get some energy back into my cells, and so my cells can rejuvenate those muscles, and so I can push some good weight. But see you on the other side of supervision. Guys, we are back at the gym, and I'm just looking both ways so I don't get hit by a car, but time to do some legs. We're going into Howl at the Moon! Hi guys,
Thanks for watching. The later half of this video goes more in depth on DMDD, and also my check-in updates are at the very end, so feel free to keep on watching if you were interested in seeing how that's going. Otherwise, you can leave it here. But again, thank you so much for taking the time, and definitely feel free to like, subscribe, and again, if you want that weekly content, you can also turn on notifications. But I'm just gonna leave you here with Mama Kitty. We share a birthday. She's going to be 13 this year, and this is her favorite pastime.
Ciao ragazzi, I told you that I would tell you a little bit more about what I find on the symptoms associated with DMDD. So again, DMDD is disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, and it's primarily a childhood and adolescent diagnosis, and it is associated with a consistent irritable state. The individual becomes easily upset, aggressive, has very over-the-top temper tantrums that are a lot more intense than necessary, like in context of whatever situation it is that frustrates them. They have a really hard time with emotional regulation. They need a lot more help when it comes to accessing coping skills, and they tend to, and the individuals that have DMDD or have symptoms of DMDD just tend to have a lot harder time acclimating to situations that they find frustrating. And a lot of the children that I work with have this diagnosis, and I really enjoy working with these kids because it's not that they want to be angry, it's not that they want to be aggressive, it's just their regulation system is really hard to regulate. And in the moments when they become really frustrated, one of the things I found is that they have a really hard time taking their attention away from that frustrating situation or frustrating stimuli and actually utilize those coping skills. Because these people also tend to be impulsive, meaning that they have a really hard time focusing on the long-term effects of their decisions. They have a really hard time weighing pros and cons. They're not able to use additional attentional resources to focus on positive stimuli, so they really get stuck in the situation that is making them angry. So a lot of what I picked up and read about was focused on the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala system, which might be no surprise if you guys have read into quote-unquote antisocial or deviant behavior at all. However, I don't like associating this diagnosis with antisocial behavior or deviancy, because again, a lot of these children, or most and all of these children, are not choosing to act out like this. It's really their brain is just not functioning normally and really puts them at a disadvantage. So I just want to preface that. But one of the more interesting points I found is that in studies that create stressful environments for kids who have symptoms that are consistent with DMDD but not necessarily have the diagnosis, these children in these stressful situations tend to have more of the neurotransmitter called noradrenaline when they become stressed out. And whether that's because they're perceiving the situation as more stressful or because their brain, their amygdala, is signaling to release more when they become stressed out, that's unknown. But it is that overabundance of that noradrenaline, it's the overreactivity of the neuroadrenal system that somewhere along the lines, in some way, again, research is not giving a lot of answers, somehow, some way, those higher levels are making it really hard for these individuals to cope in stressful situations, and immediately their amygdala is firing for a really overreactive reaction, a really angry, over-the-top reaction for something that isn't necessarily a fight or flight situation. Children that have symptoms or have these diagnoses also tend to have more ACEs, more biopsychosocial factors that predispose them to long-term mental illness or to more chronic or severe mental illness. And so also associated with having those predispositions, you're more likely to have chronic stress. And just in general, for anyone, having chronic stress means that you're more at risk for having deficits in brain function that allow you to live a more normal life. And stress interferes with how our neurotransmitters react, how our synapses fire, how our dendritic growth, meaning the connections between neurons, connect with each other, and the whole 9 yards. Children with DMDD specifically, or those who have symptoms consistent with DMDD, tend to undergo a lot of chronic stress. And so not only are these individuals predisposed to abnormalities in their brain function, but they tend to also be predisposed or tend to have a higher likelihood of having depression and anxiety, which are associated with DMDD as comorbid diagnoses. A lot of the kids I have do have the trifecta: DMDD, anxiety, depression. I have one that doesn't have the anxiety, does have the depression. And these at-risk youth, because that's what they are, again, they have a really hard time modulating their reactions, and a lot of it is because, again, these synapses aren't firing correctly, which means they can't build upon themselves, they can't get stronger, they're not as automatically connected, and it really is just a building block of abnormal brain functioning that puts these children at risk of more severe behaviors, hurting themselves, hurting others. And again, it's not because they want to, but it's because how their life was set up for them, how the environmental factors influence their biological brain functioning. It's just so sad. And I've been working with these kids for a long time and seeing this. It's not even like cyclical. It's not like really mad, really depressed, really mad, really depressed. That's more bipolar. People in my kids, or most kids who have DMDD or symptoms with DMDD, they're just persistently irritable, linked to depression, and then easily frustrated, linked to that overreactive amygdala response that the hippocampus isn't able to modulate. But I just wanted to share that with you. You can look more into it. There's a lot of info that's missing in this, and yeah, the more you know.
At the beginning of the week, I told you guys I would do check-ins on Sunday when the video gets uploaded. So last week, I was at the 133.8 with the 29.2% body fat. This week, we are at 131.4 pounds, and our body fat is at 28.6%. So everything is going down. Everything looks good so far, and I'll keep you guys posted. Until la próxima semana. Ciao.